Nigerians, prepare and plan for 2027. Oh, Nigerians, place focus where focus they needed. Oh, Inec chairman, professor of glitches, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, the chairman of Inec and the gang of electoral bandits in Inec, stop the mischief. Stop being intelligent by half. Inec chairman, Professor Yakubu, you make your statement recently to the controller of correctional center where you talk say INEC want to implement the court order where talk say make prisoners where they for prison inmates they should vote by 2027. Professor Mahmood, nobody is saying that anybody that deserves to vote should not vote. Oh, but Professor Mahmood and INEC band of electoral bandits, stop taking Nigerians for stupid people. The problem with Nigeria electoral process is not people to vote. It is the integrity of the electoral process that the vote of people should count. Professor Mahmood, if prisoners fit vote, then people for diaspora too fit vote. Professor Mahmood, according to INEC 2023, your own data, registered voters for Nigeria was 91 million people, about 91 million. Total number of collected PVC was about 89 million PVCs. Total number of voters for 2023 was less than 30 million, about 27 million. Professor Mahmood, waiting happen where 50 million people collect PVC but refuse to come out to vote? The answer is simple. Nigerians do not trust and believe in that criminal process you people call elections. Take Rivers State for case study. Out of your own total number of voters for Rivers State, about 3.5 million people register. According to INEC, 3.2 million people collect PVC for Rivers State. Election day, according to Una, with all the wahala wuru wey happen, they say Obi get 150-something thousand vote, APC get 130-something thousand vote. Person wey win Rivers State won with less than 200,000 votes. Meanwhile, the same Rivers State 2015, 8 years ago, Jonathan won Rivers State with 1.4 million votes. INEC, stop this criminality. INEC, you are taking Nigerians for fools because unfortunately, Nigerians have decided to be paying attention to things that are not important to our collective lives and destinies. INEC has remained a weapon formed against Nigeria, and if we do not come together and ensure, say by 2027, this weapon must stop to prosper, you must stop this mischief, INEC. The simple question that everybody they ask now, what caused the glitch? Why is it that we should not have further glitches moving forward? Why are you not talking about compulsory electronic transmission of results between you and the National Assembly? INEC, una they win on yourself. You are deceiving. You can deceive every Nigerian, but me, I will not be in that WhatsApp group. INEC, stop this criminality and mischief. So that tomorrow they go hear say from one prison, this party don't get 1,000 votes from this prison. INEC, we want the votes to count, not just the number of people to vote. They want the people where they outside where vote. How were you able to protect the integrity of the system before you begin to bring external voters and every other person?
The truth remains that INEC have destroyed our electoral process in Nigeria. That's the gospel truth. INEC have destroyed the electoral process in Nigeria. They've destroyed the hope that Nigerians have in election in Nigeria. Because these days, people don't come out to vote because they don't believe that INEC is going to give the actual results. There must be some manipulations, there must be some rigging. They've happening for years, happened in time of Buhari and Goodluck Jonathan, happened of now of Tinubu. It has been occurring that these people can actually give a proper, correct result of our election. Then tomorrow you expect somebody to come and vote. Where last election, people were overvoting. In the north, you see a small child that's not 18 years voting. I don't know where our rules goes to when it comes to election. When it comes to power, there's nothing like rules and regulations, nothing like constitution again. Where a child was voting in the north, it was exposed. We saw it in the videos. Just watch the video to the end and let me get your views and thoughts in the comment section. But this is a wake-up call for Nigerians also. Let's know how 2027 will go. Watch this video in a minute.
INEC, if you enter prison, not be prison, you go end. Oh. From there, you will also go to hospital. Everybody where they on admission, they also have rights. They go open polling units, including for ICU and for theater. Make their family member hold their hand, thumbprint. Since all of us want mad for Nigeria. From there too, you will enter mortuary because they never bury them. They still get right. Anybody where there is hope that he go still rise up of the dead. They go vote. Then you go also go cemetery. You go raise the dead. Since una they find votes to pad and announce winner. INEC, me I no go leave Nigeria for this case. So me I no go run leave Nigeria because of anybody. On this country mandate, night me I stand. And Nigeria must work in our lifetime. 2027, we must have credible elections. Nigeria must choose their leaders. INEC, professor of glitches and your gang of electoral bandits, stop the mischief. Nigerians, the power where una they talk say we go use protect vote 2027. We better bring them now, use them, ensure say make the system count now. If not, why are we postponing our fight? Why are we being a lazy people? Focus on INEC. Focus on INEC. I don't they talk, oh, I don't they talk. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
They are just designing a new method whereby 200 prisoners will be made to come and vote, and they will change it to 2,000 prisoners. Because who are the people to bring the prisoners out to the polling, respective polling units? Government functionaries, government security agencies. That is it. A man that has committed a crime against the state, that is convicted, is not eligible to vote because he has lost the total franchise. He cannot be voted for and he cannot vote. So to me, is it the priority now? Most of them, possibly most of them, assuming we are in a state whereby they even jail, I mean, the kind of professor that was jailed for electoral malpractices in Akwa Ibom State, we come and vote too. Somebody that committed an electoral fraud, electoral crime, we come again to come and vote? No, to me, that's not the priority now. The priority now is the numbers of people that still have their franchise to vote and to be voted for. How are their votes going to be counted? How will the normal result be transparently announced? That is supposed to be the thing that will preoccupy the minds of INEC people now, not those people in prison. At all, no, not those people in prison. What if you bring them out that day in large numbers? And those people that are part of their member that escaped punishment, they now come out to wage war. At the end of the day, they will scatter everywhere. Will the election be cancelled? So to me, that is immaterial for now. Possibly when we get political exposure, democratic exposure to that level, maybe we will be considering that. But for now, 2027, I don't think that is necessary.
Yeah, Dr. Onosike, just some few months ago, we talked about allowing people to vote in the diaspora, and that is still in contention whether it's going to be possible. Now they're bringing another talk about a court case which says that prisoners should be allowed to vote, and they're waiting on the National Assembly. Our
constitution frowns at it. You cannot be, a convict cannot vote and cannot be voted for. Understand? So I say, but those in detention is not their problem as we speak. Some people just want to make money out of them. Understand? I know that for this to be possible, they are going to establish a pooling units that's in the prisons, because you cannot bring them out.
So who will be the INEC officials that will go to the prison and feel safe?
These guys are what they are doing. Even I know that it will not sell in the National Assembly.
You think?
That it will not sell. It will not sell in the National Assembly. INEC should be focused on getting a free, fair, and credible election in 2027. So all these side attractions, they should forget about it. All this because there's a saying that unnecessary possessions brings unnecessary problems. Understand? You have not handled those that are out on the streets. You are not looking for more problems for yourself. Diaspora, which is even people who are free, can come back to Nigeria and vote and can be voted for. You've not taken care of them. You are no more talking about them. It's now those in prison. For me, they shouldn't distract us at all. We have had enough of these people. It's only in Nigeria that somebody like the INEC chairman will be walking free with all the atrocities that he committed in 2020. Sorry. It's only in Nigeria that such a man that will be someone and people that To me, he should be among those convicts in prison. Yakub Mohammed should be one of those convicts in prison. So he shouldn't add to our anger. Understand? Manage those that are outside, even though he's not going to be on the one to conduct 2027.
You're so sure
They are
about
going to kick him out this year. Before, yes, after Anambra governorship election, he'll be off. Understand? But they shouldn't distract us at all. We have had enough in the hands of Inec. That's my position.
Let me now go to Emperor Johnson. Yeah, taking a look at this situation, would there be any ploy by some individuals within the political circle to fly this bill so that they can use it as a mechanism to rig the next election? And if that is the case, why does it look like they're looking for those who the Constitution does not recognize to be a part of the election at this time where our election is filled with a lot of malpractice, a lot of questions about how Nigerians vote, those who even have the rights, they feel disenfranchised. Is it the right time to be looking at all of these distractions? Can we confidently even have a situation where we should be talking about this at this point in time?
I've said it in my intro.
Yes.
What is the data? Do we have the data analysis of Nigeria Correctional Center, otherwise known as prison, as of today? If this get true, honestly, you will discover that Ikoyi prison may be having 500 inmates now. But during the election, Ikoyi prison will be having 1 million inmates. Because nobody will enter if they put a polling unit within the prison yard. Definitely there is no other person that will go there. So whatever they say, whatever they announce as the result of the election, and you will see people going there to say, if you do this vote, if you vote for the incumbent president, if you vote for the incumbent governor, you will be released any moment. That is indirect way of buying votes. That is one. So all the votes from that prison yard will be for the ruling party. 1, 2, they will multiply the numbers of inmates with power of multiple multiplication. The inmates that are 500 will turn to 15,000. The inmates that are 2,000 will turn to 250,000. So to me, this is an alibi that they are preparing to further rig the election. That is it. It is not tenable, it is not acceptable. As passing through the Senate or the National Assembly, definitely it will pass through the National Assembly, because the National Assembly do not even need any opposition voice now to get their 2/3 majority that can pass any bill to law. So that is it. It is unacceptable. We won't accept it, and that is why we are condemning it here.
All right, Yakubu Mahmoud seems to be advocating this, and he made mention of political parties also having access to the prisoners to go and campaign. Which political party will feel comfortable going to the prison to campaign to this inmate to vote in the next election and so on and so forth? And even the Inec ad hoc staff.
Mentioning that man's name annoys me. Understand me? Hearing his name angers me. Understand? Where on earth does the politician go to prison to campaign? Where on earth does politicians go to prison? Their problem is freedom. Their problem is to make their life better. Understand me? Their problem is those of them that don't have handwork, let them have a skill or a vocation, so that when they come out, they will become a responsible citizen. They'll be able to feed themselves, feed their family, and be useful to the country, and not voting in an election. What this man is doing is what they call in law going fishing. That's what he is doing. Understand? Prisoners have never come out to say we want to start voting. There was never any journalist that had gone to prison and asked them, is there a problem voting in an election? It has never happened. So why is this man going fishing? So the money that they gave to him in 2023 is not enough. The money that they gave to him in 2023 is not enough. He still wants to cause more issues. For me, the problem that was correctional center, nothing is being corrected. It is prison, and will remain to be prison because their life has never changed. So changing a name does not make any meaning. Understand me? Changing to correctional center while their life remains the same does not make any meaning. So the issue is this: they should warn. If those of them, imagine 66,000 people on awaiting trial, they should talk about speeding the justice system for those of them who have no case to answer to go home. When they get to their houses, they can now vote. Then those who have case to answer, let them try them. If they are convicted, they will now be given a sentence. They will now know whether they'll be going home in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years, or the next 10 years. They'll begin to make up their minds. So those in awaiting trial, their future is unknown. They don't know whether they will be going tomorrow or next 10 years. So this is their problem, and not voting in an election. So Mahmoud Yakub is just trying to see ways to cause trouble in this country. He's just looking for a way that will cause trouble in this country. And if they, for me, I know that it will not pass in the National Assembly. It will not, because this is changing of the constitution, which has said that a convict cannot stand for an election in Nigeria. A convict cannot vote and cannot be voted for. Understand? So if prisoners can start voting in Nigeria, it means those in prison can also contest. Understand me? Those in prison can also contest. They should be allowed to be going to Inec offices to get their voters card. They should be allowed that to go out and campaign.
At least they'll be taking their voters card to beat them in the prison.
No, then if they want to campaign.
Yes, the political parties will go to the prison yard to campaign.
If those in prison want to campaign, because if you can vote.
Okay, yes, they should be allowed to go out to campaign too.
If you can vote,
it means that to contest.
It means that you can be voted for. So if those in prison can vote, they can also be voted for, which means they have every right to contest the election. They should be allowed to go out and also campaign. Understand?
Yes.
If they are contesting for House of Assembly, they should have a constituency which they will go out and canvass for votes. So what Mahmoud Yakubu just wrote is going fishing. He just wants to cause problem in this country.
Would he be answering the script
He has always acted the script.
To plan in a way to somehow find a way?
He has always acted the script. But on this one, he's trying to punch more than his weight.
You think the National Assembly is going to accept this?
I said it will be craziness on their own part to amend the constitution.
This has been on since 2018.
I said it will be madness on their own part to amend it, because it's amending the constitution. That's the only way this thing can stand. And mind you, the local government autonomy, which they amended, which was passed by the Supreme Court, National Assembly is yet to expunge that section of the Constitution that says
local government can have autonomy.
Local government money should be paid into a joint account. They have not expunged it, which means local government autonomy cannot work because governors threatened the president.
They're fighting against it.
And that's why the president just calmed down. So there are no more to talk about it.
Seriously, don't expect somebody to come and vote again. What happened last election was because P2B gave hope to Nigeria. That was why there was massive numbers last election. We're having millions here and there. But before, people don't come out to vote. Me, I don't vote normally. But because P2B came out and gave hope to Nigerians, okay, this last election, do you know the amount of people that got their voters card? The numbers were alarming. It was running in millions. People that were over 18 years but they don't have voters card went to get their voters card because they saw a man that can bring back hope to Nigeria. But the issue that the Inec does not want that for Nigerians because they know what they are benefiting. Like that man said, Inec chairman will soon be removed. He will be removed after maybe another election. He will be removed. Because I think right now, Tinubu have been threatening him that he'll be sacked or something like that. So he might expose some things, but therefore he'll be removed. That's how this government works. Once they sense that you are a threat to them, you'll be removed. That's the gospel truth. Once you are a threat to them, you'll be removed. So now that chairman, my mother, but I don't know his name, he'll be removed. And then who knows who the next one will be if he will still be playing cards under this APC government, because the current government we have right now, they are obeying the current party, not even the constitution anymore. They are not obeying what the constitution says. They are obeying what the APC government says. They don't care if it's against the constitution. So far as what the APC government says, that's what they will do. And it does not make sense. It does not signify a country practicing democracy. If we claim to be a democrat or a country under democracy, we should be obeying our own constitution. But in Nigeria, our own government don't even obey constitution. How do you expect another person to obey constitution? And they will arrest somebody that disobeys constitution, whereas the leader, you are disobeying the constitution. How do you expect us that follow you to obey it? But let me get your views and thoughts in the comment section below. Get my video.